Have you ever felt you want to change your habits, routines, lifestyle, or even your surroundings with all your energy, yet somehow you end up the same old you, stuck? Why is that we remain trapped in the very phase we are so desperate to move on from, but cannot seem to? In today's video, I'll explain the neuroscience behind who we believe we are and how we can rewire your brain to create lasting changes in your lifestyle and habits. Hello people and welcome back. Have you ever felt desperate to change your habits, your routines or even your whole lifestyle? But no matter how hard you try, you still end up the same old you, stuck. Here's why. The way you are today is simply the result of what you have been telling your brain to believe, and when you try to change, it doesn't always work because change isn't just about habits. Your nervous system doesn't accept change through habits alone. To truly shift, you have to guide your brain not just through your actions but also through the words you speak and the belief you hold about yourself. You need to keep telling your brain the life you want for yourself and actually believe it. This is the neuroscience behind who we believe we are, also known as the neuroscience of self-identity. Think about it. How often have you casually said things like, I'm not enough, I'm not that lucky, I always attract the wrong people, my family doesn't really love me, I can't save money, I don't have the potential, I can't control my cravings, so I just eat, I always snooze my alarm, I'll never be able to buy my own house in this economy. Every time you say these things, you are sending a message to your brain. This is who I am, and your brain doesn't question it, it simply accepts it. That becomes your identity. When you try to form new habits, your brain doesn't support them because they don't match the identity it has already recorded, and that's why you struggle to stay consistent. The truth is, you have repeated these thoughts so often that they have been wired into your nervous system. Your brain and body now feel safe and comfortable with them, and that's exactly why changes feel so hard. So before you try to change your habits, begin telling by your brain about the life you truly dream of. Start affirming things like, I'm enough for this, I'm lucky and things always work out in my favor. I attract the right people and build good relationships. My family love me deeply and I love them. I save money no matter the amount, but I always say I have the potential to achieve my dream life. I control my cravings, so I choose not to have sugar. I wake up with my alarm. I'll buy my own dream home. Everything works out for me in the end. By saying these things to yourself regularly, your brain begins to look for evidence in the outside world that matches this version of you. And by doing this, changing your habits becomes far easier and you'll begin to see a real shift in your life. Over time, your external reality will start to reflect and mirror back that inner identity shift. Because to change your life, you must first change your personality. And your personality is shaped by what you consistently tell yourself and what you consistently believe about yourself. Your brain wasn't built for sudden transformation, it was built for survival. It doesn't care about giving you the lifestyle you dream of overnight. It only cares about keeping you safe. How does it do that? By predicting what's going to happen next. So it looks at what you did yesterday and simply repeats it today. This is called homeostasis, your nervous system resisting change. But the good news is the brain is also designed to adapt slowly and steadily through a process known as neuroplasticity. This means your brain has the lifelong ability to change, adapt and rewire itself by strengthening existing neural connections and creating new ones. And it happens through your experiences, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. The more you repeat something, the stronger it becomes. So your brain runs on the lifestyle and thoughts you feed it. It predicts your habits. And if you want to change, you have to break those predictions. Every repeated behavior forms a loop. Hitting snooze, avoiding tasks, scrolling endlessly. But the moment you do something different, your brain gets a shock. It recognizes something new and different, it assigns it as a prediction error and tries to resist it for your safety. But if you keep repeating the new behavior until your brain builds a new neural pathway and makes it normal daily behavior. So if your brain expects you to scroll for an hour, pause instead and learn something. If it expects you to snooze, get up. Start small because every little shift tells your brain we are not that old version anymore, and it removes from the system. And that's the truth. Change doesn't come from doing something massive. It comes from small, consistent steps that teach your brain and body to accept a brand new identity. You have likely heard the saying, fake it until you make it. People love repeating it. But behind that phrase lies something deeper, something scientists call the Pygmalion effect. It reveals that when you expect success, you unconsciously change the way you behave, and those tiny shifts make success far more likely. Think about it. Your beliefs shape your behavior. If you carry yourself as it is already yours, if you speak with confidence and you move with certainty, your brain treats it as reality. Soon enough, people begin to treat you that way as well. So now you have seen how your brain really works, why it resists change, why new habits feel so difficult, and why transforming your lifestyle isn't easy. But good news is it can be rewired, and in this video I'll show you two simple ways to start retraining your brain. Number 1. Rewrite your identity. Every day, both consciously and unconsciously, you are telling yourself who you are. This happens through your self-talk, your habits, your emotions, your energy, your beliefs, your routines, whether deliberately or even casually while speaking to someone. Your brain accepts that input and begins to shape you accordingly. That's why you need to rewrite the story of yourself. You must tell your brain, this is new me. These are my thoughts, habits, and mindset. When you start speaking to your brain with intention and feed it with the lifestyle you want, rehearsing it consciously, it will eventually begin to ask, what must I do to truly become this new person? So create new I am statements. Repeat them to yourself daily and believe them deeply. You can write them down, say them aloud, or repeat them while driving, walking, exercising, or doing the most routine tasks of your day. You could even play I am affirmations on Spotify or YouTube, because even when you are not listening attentively, your subconscious mind remains open, receptive, and aware. Over time, this practice will reprogram your subconscious beliefs, reset your nervous system, and gradually train your brain to accept this as your new reality. Number 2. Training your brain to take you seriously. When you say you will do something and then fail to do it, your brain notices. It forms neural pathway connections accordingly. If you don't value your own words, your brain rewires itself and stops valuing the things you say or think. For example, when you set an alarm for 5 or 6 a.m. but keep snoozing it, your brain records this, both consciously and unconsciously. Over time, it writes the script that you are someone who doesn't follow through. The same happens when you say you will start going to the gym, learn a new skill, or study daily for 6 to 8 hours, but instead waste time scrolling or watching Netflix. Your brain begins to downgrade the value of your words and plans, and it writes your identity as someone who talks but doesn't act. This makes it far harder when you try to adopt a new lifestyle. You struggle, resist, and often fail to maintain it. The solution is simple. Start following your own words. Either don't say what you will do, or make a promise to yourself that you will become a person of your word. If you say it, you will do it 100%. If you can't study 6 to 8 hours a day, start with just 1 hour. If you can't completely stop scrolling or watching Netflix, set limits you can actually keep. If you can't wake up at 5 or 6, then wake up at 7 or 8 and gradually bring it earlier by 15 minutes at a time. When you consciously tell your brain that you follow through on your words and prove it with consistent action, no matter how small, your brain will begin to respect your commands. Over time, it will learn to act on what you say, making it far easier to build new habits and live a new lifestyle. If you have found value in this, and if you are into personal growth, manifestation, or expanding yourself in any way, then I would love you to join this journey with me. Please subscribe, like, and comment because together we are building a mindset that matches the life we want. Thank you.